What's up, guys? This is Jesse, and in this video we are going to talk about education and how it probably failed you. Because here in the jewelry industry, you got hit with a double whammy, especially if you're in the United States. You would have been, of course, indoctrinated into the American education system, which is not designed to help you prosper. It was designed to train factory employees, and it was never updated beyond this. It's a relic of the Industrial Revolution that was basically designed to make sure that we had people in America that were ready to be good little boys and girls and do what they are told. And we know this because the system is basically just built around rote memorization, no critical thinking, and then you get a meaningless token at the end from somebody that is probably not even an expert in their field, giving you an A or a B. Good little boys, good little girls, or a C. You could do better. You're not going to get that raise with C's. They train you from an early age there. That was bad enough. That's enough brainwashing that you have to deprogram yourself from if you're in any other field and you're going to become a leader. But then in the jewelry industry, you got hit with a second one. You may have gone to jewelry school to spend a lot of money to learn how to be a minimum wage employee. You learned all the bench skills. It's a lot of trivia. It's not trivial work to learn. It's hard work to learn to be a bench jeweler. There's a lot to know. But what they don't tell you is that your role can be outsourced overseas into a factory in Surat or somewhere in Thailand or somewhere in Vietnam, and you're competing with that as well. And by going to bench jeweler school, you got the opportunity to just be able to do all of that labor in-house. And they teach you none of the business. Or there was another opportunity that you had that seemed to be some type of opportunity before with a GIA diploma, where it was baked into a diamond is forever, which again, you guys hear me talk about the De Beers campaign, the most successful marketing campaign ever, that basically created a retail market for diamonds. Lots of things have been built on the back of that, the GIA diploma being one of them. And for a while, that was something that could legitimize you in the eyes of the public and help you make sales, maybe. If you're good at sales, if you're good at the business skills, going to bench school, jewelry school, or getting your GIA diploma is no guarantee that you are actually commercially viable in the jewelry industry. So you probably got hit with a double whammy of one, just being trained like a house pet to do what you're told and get your A or your B up until the time you were 18. Then maybe you did that in college again, which is the exact same thing. It's just more expensive. Then maybe after college, you decided, I'm getting into the jewelry industry and I need a diploma for this, or I need to know how to polish a piece of jewelry and set stones, and I'm going to spend thousands and thousands of dollars for this. When's the payoff? When's the big payoff? If we've got lab diamonds clearly taking over the market, what is the value of a GIA diploma? Of course, they're going to have to evolve, but that doesn't help you right now because educational institutions are very, very slow in how they roll out curriculum. And then when they do roll out curriculum, the big, organized, prestigious school, by the time they've put together their pricey curriculum and productized how they're going to teach you, the information is obsolete. It's years old. So if you're a jeweler, education is a tricky thing because nobody has ever told you, especially in the age of AI, that you can simplify this way, way down. It is already possible for you to be like a jewelry industry Tony Stark with your own Jarvis for your brand, your own AI for your brand that knows everything that your brand is supposed to be doing, the way that your product should be designed, the way that your voice should sound in the market, the way that your marketing should be presented and how you could lead a whole team, that's already done and dusted on our side. That's built and tested, and it's unbelievable. Then from there, they don't teach you the simple things of, well, how are you going to organize a month's worth of social media content? Are they going to tell you that, hey, your customer finds you on social media at these schools? They might talk about it a little bit, but they're not going to talk about it as if your career lives and dies by that idea, which is the truth. So you get incomplete information there. They don't tell you how to organize all of your supplier information and make it so that way you've got an actual organized single point of truth for if you want to develop a collection. It's not just about throwing images up on a Shopify store. You have to be really organized. And if you're not organized, you're going to have a lot of problems with an e-com developer, which a lot of you have. Almost everybody that tries to do an e-com jewelry store, you're looking at a year of fumbling through it if you don't have a plan of any kind. We know how to make sure that you can turn that down, or turn it over in 30 to 60 days. So there's that. So they don't tell you that, especially now, that you could have an AI for your jewelry brand, that you can organize all of your social media content, you can organize all of your products, and then have an actual plan in place for how you're going to engage with a developer and get a Shopify store out the door. That's one of the biggest problems in the whole industry. How am I going to talk to somebody that builds websites and helps me get this online store and collection, and how am I going to promote it, and how am I going to make sure the whole team knows what they're doing? AI really, really helps with that. And be able to actually get the project out the door without the e-com developer giving me the runaround. That's what they should be teaching you in jewelry school, because that's the only thing that's actually a commercial outcome. Everything else is just window dressing, everything else is just ego, and everything else is just going to make people feel better and make people feel like they've done something when they haven't done something. They've learned a bunch of trivia. They sold you on learning a bunch of trivia. And it's not your fault, because it's very, very compelling when the old heads of the industry, let's be real, everybody calls them dinosaurs. No disrespect, I'm just repeating what is said. So if you feel like you land in that camp, adapt or die, I guess. But if you're in the younger persuasion of the industry, you're going to need to understand that you've got a lot of runway here, and there's a lot of time for you to make an adjustment. And if you could go back into a certain time in history, who would be asking the dinosaurs how to survive? Sounds a little silly, right? So how can you ask the older generation for how they're going to survive in the new industry? You can't. They're going to be out of it in the next 2 years. You're going to see a bloodbath of people going out of business over the next 2 years, because they're going to be leaning on old paradigms and old ways of thinking for how they navigated the industry that worked for them when a diamond was forever and a GIA diploma was propped up by that, and it made sense that you could get that diploma and go to jewelry school and run a family jewelry store, brick and mortar, that didn't have e-com stores selling into the community from all angles from thousands of miles away. That's the fact of the matter of what you're dealing with now if you want to get in the jewelry industry. So that should really be worrisome if you feel like you're going to do things the old way. It should feel like a lottery ticket if you caught on to that e-com store selling into communities 1,000 miles away thing. What if you're not playing defense against that? What if you own that? What if you're playing offense with that? What if you have your Jarvis style AI for your jewelry brand, helping you develop an e-commerce store, organize the products, make sure that there's a compelling narrative and a story around this brand, very unique, cool products designed with AI. Of course, we all see that, but there's levels to this thing when it comes to the AI images, and we are the absolute best in the world at this. when it comes to actually making a strategy out of that. So this is Jesse at Jeweler's Advantage. If you like the idea of selling gold and diamonds, whether they're lab diamonds or natural diamonds while there's runway, or other alternative gemstones, we are anchored by the value of gold in this industry. So this is not doom and gloom. The jewelry industry is going to thrive, and there's going to be some amazing things happen when people are using AI agents, which are rolling out now. The technology is starting to land to be able to have AI agent employees running a Shopify store, that sells gold and diamond jewelry. Incredible. So depending on where you're seeing this video, I would recommend that you head to jewelersadvantage.com and pick up our AI Copilot first and foremost. Whether you're an industry native for jewelry or you're new to this game, people that are new to the game don't have bad habits, and they're actually taking to this pretty quickly. So don't feel like you're left out. It's anyone's ball game now. And if you want to speak to me personally, I'm on Facebook. We've got a great private community. If you look up Jeweler's Advantage, you're going to be able to find me and my co-founder, Richard McCarthy. We post this content. If you comment on it and say in our private community, hey, I'm interested in learning more, we do free consultations all the time just to help people get their feet, find their feet in what this is going to be, because we know that this is an industry-wide disruption that is going to knock a lot of people out of business, and we want to be on the side of the winners. And we're making damn sure we're on the side of the winners. So feel free to come check me out on Facebook. My name is Jesse Corby. Jeweler's Advantage is the company, great private community where we share a lot of information. Of course, we have a free AI tool that you can use. Other than that, the world is your oyster. It's not your fault that the powers that be and the previous generation did not educate you properly. They did their best. But the good thing is, the good news is, there are real, functional, and easy to understand strategies that are underpinned by very powerful things that are going to make you successful. So, this is Jesse Corby at Jeweler's Advantage. Head to jewelersadvantage.com. Find us on Facebook, and we will see you in the next one.